I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're delighted to welcome Glenn Ickler. He is the imaginative author behind a thrilling mystery novel called Murder on the River of Gold, Cruising Toward Calamity. Join us as we delve into a story of intrigue and suspense set aboard the enchanting Douro River in Portugal. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank our team at Atticus Publishing for helping us put him in the spotlight today. We ask viewers like you to support writers like him by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing his wonderful book. The links are below this interview. Glenn, great to see you here today.
To be here.
Love the Douro River in Portugal. It's one of my favorite spots in the world. Tell us why you decided to use this as a setting.
I took the cruise about 2015, I think it was. I had a cruise with Ammo Waterways on the Douro, and I used that same itinerary as the basis for this book.
Wonderful.
My cruise was much more successful than the one told about in the book.
Well, that's a good thing. For the folks at home, tell them a little bit about what your book is all about.
Oh, what the book is about? Well, it's part of this series. I worked in newspapers for 40 years, and my main characters are a newspaper reporter and his photographer, who are best buddies since college, and they're called, the reporter is Mitch and the photographer is Al. And Mitch's mother wins a free cruise for two on the Douro River. And she's widowed. So to take two, she takes Mitch. And of course, Mitch brings his wife. And then they decide that Al and his wife should come along. And they also bring their cat as a comfort creature for Mitch's mother. The cruise runs into some problems when there's the theft of an emerald from one passenger, and while they're trying to figure out who stole the emerald, there's a murder also on board. So the whole cruise is pretty well wrecked as they're sitting in port in Porto during the murder investigation.
Wonderful, wonderful. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Eventually, they figure out that Mitch and Al solve it, but it's almost fatal for Mitch.
It's a great story. I love how you pulled from your past to tell the story, inventing characters about a reporter and a photographer, because I know, because I was a TV news reporter, you work very closely with your photographer. It's quite a partnership, right?
Yes. They've been partners. Their boss calls them Siamese twins because they work together so closely, and he says they're joined at the funny bone, which is in their case is the skull.
That's great. Now, are you basically Mitch, and was there a friend in your life, a photographer that was similar to Al?
Yeah. Mitch tells the story in the first person, and some of my friends who read my book say they can hear me, hear my voice telling the story, which is quite a compliment, actually.
Absolutely. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And humor is a big part of your story, as well as mystery, which is great. And I love the fact that you incorporated a cat named Sherlock Holmes into the story. Tell us why you decided to incorporate Sherlock into the story.
Yeah, Sherlock Holmes is the cat. Whose curiosity helps them solve the theft of the emerald.
Yeah, even though curiosity is often said to kill the cat, in this case, it did not, right?
In this case, it killed a criminal.
Exactly. Porto is a beautiful place. I guess you found a lot of inspiration while you were there.
Actually, I've taken several cruises in river cruises in Europe, and this one was one of the most fun that I've ever had. So yeah, I really I picked on this one because there were some things that happened in it that I really enjoyed. Um, and there's a couple of little stories in the book that the guides tell, tour guides tell, and those are actually told to me on that cruise. And the whole idea of putting these guys are based in St. Paul, Minnesota, worked for a newspaper in St. Paul where I worked for 30 years. And the whole idea of putting them on a cruise came from well, she's my square dance partner, a very good friend who has an evil criminal mind. And she suggested this whole idea of putting him on a cruise ship. And she even invented one of the major characters.
That's wonderful.
She's
Wonderful.
really a good friend.
Have you envisioned this as a movie, perhaps?
Yeah, I think we'd make a very good movie. I've been approached about that. Unfortunately, it was by a scammer. Yeah. There are a lot of those out there, but I checked into it and found out that it was a scam. So,
right. Well, it's a terrific story.
They were asking me to pay for a screenwriter, and which is not the normal process.
Yep, that's not the normal process. You've got the book out there. Hopefully it winds up into somebody's hands who is a screenwriter or a producer or a director and wants to turn it into a film, because I think it would be a great film because it's got such beautiful settings and such intriguing characters as well. You really brought it to life. Great blend of mystery, a great blend of humor, a great blend of beautiful locales as well. So it's great. Are you working on anything new right now?
I have just gotten started on another one. This one's set in St. Paul at the St. Paul Winter Carnival, and Mitch and Al have been reporting and taking pictures of the proposed nickel mine in northern Minnesota, which is going to drain a swamp and pollute a lake. And so the paper has been trying to put a stop to that. And they've just won an award for their reporting and photoing of it, along with an editorial writer and one of the other, and the business reporter. And bad things have started to happen.
Well, it sounds like a great premise for a book. I wish you luck for it. And I'm sure it'll be wonderful considering how well you did on this book. Glenn Ickler is the imaginative author behind a thrilling mystery novel. It is called Murder on the River of Gold, Cruising Toward Calamity. He dives into a story of intrigue and suspense set aboard an enchanting Douro River in Portugal. And if you've never been to the Douro River in Portugal, it is just beautiful. Porto is a wonderful city that overlooks it, and it goes up a hill. It's high on a hill, and it got his creative juices flowing, his imagination in high gear, and he put together this delightful book. Glenn, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Oh, thank you for having me here. I've enjoyed being your guest.
I enjoyed talking to you as well. You did a great job. And to the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight. And don't forget to take a look for Glenn's book. The links are below this interview.